Alright, what's up Dragon Brood, and welcome to the Magic the Gathering Arena channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at a deck that takes advantage of Hardened Scales. This has been a hard card for people to get to work, so I'm hoping we can tackle that today. But let's take a look at the cards we're going to be highlighting to go along with Hardened Scales today. So for those of you who don't know, Hardened Scales allows you to put an extra +1/+1 counter on something anytime you put a +1/+1 counter on something. But we're going to need some redundancy because having just one card that does that isn't going to be quite enough. So we're going to be playing Winding Constrictor in the list. This is going to be the only black card in the list, but it does give us the opportunity to do more of what Hardened Scales does. I will say though, this does have a slight I guess if you want to call it a downside, where if we are playing against something like the Toxic decks, this would give us extra toxic damage. So it does have a downside for that matchup, but otherwise it should be pretty good for us. Another card that fits this is also Conclave Mentor. Basically, it's like Hardened Scales on a stick, but also gives us the added benefit that when it dies, we gain life equal to whatever its power was. So that's pretty awesome too. And now we have to have things that put those +1/+1 counters on things. So we're going to start with Luminarch Aspirant. We're going to be playing some of these today, and this is great because it's a counter every single turn. And when you have any of these other cards out, you're talking 2, 3, or even 4 bonus counters, which is pretty huge. Another interesting one that's gotten a little bit overlooked recently is Rishkar, Peema Renegade. The cool part about Rishkar is not only does it get to put 2 +1/+1 counters on different creatures, which could be even more than that, it also allows anything you have with +1/+1 counters to tap for mana, which makes it a lot easier to get 2 or 3 things onto the battlefield and really kind of go nuts if you want to. An interesting one we want to try here is Fight Rigging. This is a fairly new card that is getting a little bit of play in Explorer, but not much. But the cool part here is, in some ways, it's kind of like Luminarch Aspirant, where you get to put a counter on every single combat step, but also gives you the opportunity to find another card and play it. And the best part is, we can get stuff to 7 power fairly easily, so this should actually go off a few times. And then if we can get a big creature, well, that means we can cast the Great Henge very easily. And we love the Great Henge because every creature is going to come in with the +1/+1 counter, which, again, with all those other cards, could be even more. And we get a card as well, so we get to start cycling. And we also get to gain life from this, which is pretty huge. So this is going to do a lot for us if we can get it onto the battlefield. And in a perfect world, we do know there's sometimes you don't just get to add counters to things, so you need some things that can come with counters on their own. So the first thing to do that is going to be Stonecoil Serpent, which has trample, it's protection from multicolor, which does come into effect sometimes, but also happens to have reach, so it can block flyers. This card's really good for us, especially late in the game when you can put tons of counters on it and you need something to spend all that extra mana on. This is a really, really good card to have. And of course, something like Hangarback Walker. Not only does this come down with a bunch of counters, you can tap and add a counter every turn, which is great, but on top of that, if it dies, you get +1/+1, or actually, you get 1/1 flyers for every +1/+1 on the card. Wow, why was that so hard to say? But y'all know what I'm saying. This card's also very good for this list. And then other than mana creatures to kind of fill the gaps, we are going to be playing something that looks a little bit odd here in Cankerbloom. What I like about Cankerbloom though is it does a few different things. One of the matchups like Greasefang is actually really tough because their whole plan is to get artifacts into play and attack you with the vehicles. And this can actually destroy artifacts. But it also destroys enchantments, which are 2 good things to have for several different decks. But on top of that, the proliferate option does actually matter here, because putting a +1/+1 on something, it allows you to get multiple counters in this deck. So sometimes you can attack, activate your Cankerbloom, and that could be worth an extra 6 or 8 damage during that attack step. But those are all the cards we're going to be rocking with today. Let's go see how those games go, and catch up with me at the end of the video if you want a full deck list based on what we learned from playing these games. Alright, this seems reasonable to keep. Let's go with Llanowar Elf, I guess, into Rishkar, and hope that's good enough. Hey, their land came in tapped. That's a big bonus for us. Alright. This gives us the opportunity of doing either Mentor or Scales in Luminarch Aspirant, so hopefully that's helpful. Well, let's see. If we do this, then we could do this for 2. Or for 1 and then 2 anyway, I guess. Or if we harden Scales, what are the odds that they'll copy? Or counter, I mean. Let's test the waters. Let's go harden Scales first. Okay, well, that went better than anticipated. Let's try this. Does that get a real counter? Sure. And then I think we're going to go ahead and do this anyway. Oh, actually I can't. Can't. Gotta attack. Alright, getting the Hardened Scales, though, is still pretty good. Either one of those. We just needed one of those effects to resolve, so that's mostly fine. We're not trying to get everything all at once. This is pretty strong, too. Especially on the back of this. This is where I'm looking at Hardened Scales as a 4/4. And then we do this next turn. Yeah, I think I would rather... man, not drawing another land here is tough. I guess it just comes as a 3/3. It's worth it, I guess. Then we'll attack. This way, if it dies and they're trying to punch through their 2/2, then we still get 1/1s after the fact, and that's better than nothing. As opposed to if we play the Luminarch Aspirant, they kill it, we don't get anything for our effort. Oh, what are we doing here? Alright. Impulse, lots of counters. Let's see where this goes. I mean, us stuck at 2 is pretty tough, though, because if they do have something that gets rid of our board, it's not going to be happy. The only thing we have going for us is a Walker could keep us alive. Yeah. Hate overcommitting like this, but it's kind of all we got. But the counters here, I guess. Like, I don't know. Hope stuff doesn't die. I mean, making something bigger than 3 toughness is oh, whoa. They just took it all? Big. Okay, so they're going for whatever their big combo moment is here right now. Makes sense. If you're playing a combo deck, being at 1 is not 0, so if you got something that goes off, might as well. Or if they play a bunch of blockers, the ground's gummed up here still, so they're fine. Now, if their only answer is like, I was going to say burn down the house, but they might do this and then just sweep the board anyway. Nope. We got away with 1. That's nice. Alright. Opponent goes first. This is actually not the worst thing here. A little bit of a pain against red here. Oh. Well. I guess if we're going to get to Hardened Scales, we just go for it, right? We'll just have to take this 2 damage from the Overgrown Tomb later, which is not great, but, you know, we'll do what we got to do. Sadly, this is only going to make the Luminarch Aspirant like a 3/3. I guess we could make this a 3/3. You know what? I think I am going to go with this, because I'd rather lose this than one of our other creatures. Oh, they didn't actually have the burn spell. Oh, no. Okay, that's actually kind of good news, though. Alright. Let's see where this goes. Okay, they had a 3 damage, but okay, that's fair. It was 3 mana. I was like, wait a minute. How did that happen? Okay, this is actually a little tough. We're going to take the 2, but it's worth it to play this. Now we get to play this, and it's a 4/4. Though, we did have to take 3 damage this turn to get there. But now, if we could find a land, then, like, maybe we do some things here. Yeah, I think we still block, whatever. Didn't find what we need, but this is actually good for future turns, potentially. Yeah, I think we just go with this again. Another no damage 4/4. Not to say they can't just kill this, because there's a good chance they can. Yep. And then we got to take 4 here. Okay, that's what we were looking for. We really needed that. Okay. We can remove 1 creature. So that'll make this into a 5/5. I think that's okay. Go to our graveyard. Get rid of that. Alright, then we'll pass. Now, if we can just keep this Scavenging Ooze alive, we could Great Henge, start getting life, and then, oh, that's actually a good little combo. I hadn't seen them adopt that card. That's cool. I mean, they attack, we'll block, you know. Nothing bad really comes of that. Okay. Come on. Oh, Cankerbloom. That's actually really good. Get to destroy that. That's great, actually. Okay, so let's go ahead and... but we wouldn't have the mana to do both of those. So we kind of have to choose here. And I think we do want to kill that, because the opponent's shown they don't have much left over. So I guess we go with this, because we'll get the chance to gain life. And then if we play this, it comes in as a bigger creature. This would be a 2/2. You know what? This just dies anyway. We're going to play it just to kill that. That's fine. I'm willing to go with this. Let's do it. Oh, well, we found another land. All right. No attacks. That makes the next couple turns a lot easier. Because now, even if we were to lose a creature, we'd be fine. Yep, sure. They're attacking with all that? Is that their way of saying they can burn us out? Or they just want to burn our creatures? Either way, I think we're going to go here and here. I think that's reasonable. If they have the burn spell, or who knows, maybe it's another Torbran. Oh, wow. Okay. That's a thing. Oh, yeah, now we're talking. And another Cankerbloom? Don't even need to do that. Let's just blow this up. Destroy target artifact. Get rid of that. So we don't even have to mess around with it when the time comes. I'm willing to go ahead and play this. Get a big old creature. Play a land. We'll attack with the 5-power Duder. Alright. Now we got all kinds of bodies in the way. We're going to be gaining life every turn. We can still remove stuff with the Scavenging Ooze. This is about as good as we could have hoped for here, I think. Sure. Yeah, we had that one in the bag. Ooh, boy. Okay. Keep it. I mean, the good news about this deck is, like, so much of the stuff is so cheap. Why did I take the 2 damage? That was stupid. Oh, well, now that I did. I was talking to y'all, I wasn't paying attention. I meant to put that into play tapped. But, we did it. So we might as well get something for the 2 life. If they want to just kill the Serpent, they can kill the Serpent. Honestly, if they do, it's kind of seeding the graveyard eventually for a Scavenging Ooze, so I guess it's fine. Alright. Obviously, they're saving for something over there. I'm assuming it's going to be to kill something if they didn't play something, because I like Gruul colors myself, and if you're not moving forward, you're usually saving to burn something. Yep, that makes a lot of sense. Alright. Get our simple damage in. Oh yeah, we're going to get wrecked. Like, such a simple mistake cost us so much. Okay, let's put this on black so we have that for later. I guess we go ahead and just play the Scavenging Ooze. Because what else are we going to do? And then we pass. I think here too, if we're lucky enough, we just block with the Stonecoil Serpent so we could remove something with the Ooze later. But I'm not sure totally how much that's going to help us. Yep, you got it. Alright. Guess I'll remove this and I'll try to block. I mean, this seems reasonable. Oh, opponent just says, oops. Alright, so we got away with one there. Play this. So now we can have a bigger Scavenging Ooze with all the things in... Oh, no! I only have one... Oh, no, because that'll be a 5/5. Never mind, it's still right. Okay, we're good. thought I miscalculated something, but I forgot I'm gonna get the +1 extra counter from the Mentor when we use the Scavenging Ooze. Now, I could have also done that on my turn when it was less likely that a burn spell, because now if I activate the Scavenging Ooze and they shoot the Mentor in response, then I'll only get 1 counter instead of 2. So that is a little bit of a problem that I should have been thinking about. But let's see what the opponent does here. Let's say they're probably going to Ember Cleave, right? So then we take 10, go to 6, gain 1. Yeah, all right. Ember Cleave away, friend. You got it. No Ember Cleave. Wow. Okay. Thought this was what was coming. I guess I could have got away with some kind of block there, potentially. I just didn't want to risk it, because like I said, they probably have burn spells in hand and stuff. That looks like what they're thinking about, how they're going to kill our Scavenging Ooze here. Obliterating Bolt? Sure. We'll go ahead and move their creature. And now they have something to kill the Mentor? Alright, that makes sense. But not bad. We got them to spend a lot of ability, a lot of burn spells there, really, to not gain a whole lot. Which is kind of what the best you could hope for, all things considered. Actually, Arena, why would you do that? We don't even have any black mana left. Tap like this. Thank you. And then this way we can remove 2 things. We play this. Let's go ahead and do this now. Go to our graveyard, get this. And we'll go to our graveyard and get this. And then now if they just have another Obliterating Bolt, so be it. Like, we'll just take it. But if not, we get to play Great Henge, get the 2 life. Yeah, we're just going to take it. I mean, we can get Ember Cleaved out from here, but yeah, such is life. Alright. Let's... Yeah, there's no more creatures to remove, are there? Nope. Alright. Okay, and we get to draw a card, which happens to be another elf, which is great. So that works out nicely. Ooh, and a Winding Constrictor. Perfect. No attacks. Yeah, Questing Beast Ember Cleave is rough, so we gotta hope they don't have that here. But if they don't, we have a chance. If they do, this is just gonna hurt a lot. Like, it's kind of it. We can't block that with things that are smaller, so sure. Okay, alright. We survived. Temporarily. Take it as a small win. Alright, cool. We're still in business. Put a counter, get a card. Absolutely, get another card. Hardened Scales, great. Wish I would have had that to start the turn, but you know, we'll take what we can get. Wow. I guess we just put Cankerbloom, so we have a way to get rid of an Ember Cleave if it shows up. Next, put counters here. We will play that. So now we don't have that threat, no attacks in the turn. Alright, now I think we're in the driver's seat. Took us a little while to get back in charge, but I think we did it. Especially knowing they're down to 1 card and they haven't been playing it, so we're not really afraid of whatever that card could be. And we're at the stage where we're about to start attacking. And our life total is now going back the other direction, which is not what the aggro decks want. Alright, we'll play another Fight Rigging. Get, I guess, this, so we can keep getting more counters. We'll put counters on, who do we want to go into battle? You, I guess. And yeah, we'll just make those it. Yeah, that's it. Cool. Okay, we have whites. You know what? Let's try it. Like, we don't have any black mana for the Constrictor here, but, you know, maybe this is fine. Just for 1 on the Stonecoil Serpent. Pass the turn. Okay, Phoenix Chick. No blocks. Ooh, we can play this now. Yep. Attack for 1. And the turn. I probably should... I don't know. I guess I could have Aspirant there, and then we'd have a blocker with the Stonecoil Serpent. But exactly, I figured they're going to kill this here. Then if they have another 3 damage burn spell, they have to target the Stonecoil Serpent or they won't be able to attack, and that's kind of okay. Not sure if that's good enough, but it'll just have to be. Alright, Frostodon, sure. We would like to draw other things now, though, deck. This is cute and all, but not really what we're aiming for here. Sure. No attacks. Some of our life gain stuff would be great here, too. But I can't imagine a hand doesn't have some amount of burn damage here. Okay, Lightning Strike makes sense. I mean, we had 2 counters on it. Or 3, I guess. Yeah, so that's fine. Though, if they do have something like a the Goblin Chain Whirler, that's going to suck. Don't think that does anything for us. It's pretty rough, actually. Attack with one of these? Just keeping the max creatures back, so if they decide they want to attack with Frostodon or something, we can block it. This is really just stalling and buying time as long as we can to get to something bigger or one of our life gain things. Because they do have a lot of attackers here. And at some point, I do want to put a counter on the Luminarch Aspirant for fear of a Goblin Chain Whirler, but, you know, we'll just have to see what happens. The other thing here, too, though, is opponents down at 14, and they don't have that many blockers, so it's very possible we could slip through something if we're lucky. Yeah, they don't have any good attacks here, so we're not worried about that. I am curious what that last card is in their hand. Well, they're thinking about an attack here. Okay, they're passing. Oh, is it even worth it to play a Llanowar Elf? Like, we take a point, but do we gain anything? I mean, I guess we get a blocker, so, I mean, that's not nothing. Sure. It's just tough to tell how close this is going to be. Oh, man. Okay. Like I said, I don't know what the odds are that they even have a Chain Whirler, but we can't just not do anything the whole time either. Alright. Our life totals are pretty close to even, and we're in a better attacking position, but it only takes 1 or 2 spells for them to break the stalemate effectively. Alright, they're going to activate. Okay, here we go. What all's attacking? Really? That's actually not all that bad for us. Truthfully. They go to 11. We've got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can't kill them. We'd be taking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They can't kill us. Okay, how do we want to go about this? I say we block here for sure. Block here. Block here. Take 5. I think I'm good with that. Okay, that's a good one. We don't mind that. Matter of fact, I'll even put one of my counters on that. And then no attacks. I don't think they can get us from 7. Problem is, though, I've also made my Mentor too big, so it can't die easily, so that's a thing now. But like I said, they're at 11 also, so granted, they do have Foundries that they could block with, so that's a thing. And, yeah, I was going to say, if they attack with double Foundries, depending on what burn spells they have, we may actually have to block with more than one. Actually, no, we don't, because we have this. This can kill one. Alright. Opponent's getting their attack on. Sweet. We will block here because if this dies, we gain life anyway, so whatever's whatever, right? We block... Oh, actually, that takes 2 things to block. It has Menace. I think for sure we want to block 1 here. And... Man, can we take 3 and be okay? I don't know that we can. Actually, we won't take 3. We'll do this. We'll block here. And then I will use this to just kill that and take 1. Yeah. I think that's where we're at. And if they kill off anything else, we don't really care. Even if them getting a land here allows them to kill the Mentor, we're still okay with that because we'll gain 4 from the Mentor dying. Unless it's something that exiles it, obviously. But, you know. If they do, they do. Cost of doing business. Alright, looks like they don't have it. We're at 6. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have exactly lethal unless they get rid of a creature here. Alright, so they did have it. But we go up to 10, so that takes away that concern. Ooh, light up the stage, though. Into another light up the stage and a lightning strike. Okay. Let's put 1 counter here, since we eventually wanted to do that anyway. We'll do 1 counter here. We'll do 1 counter here. And we'll attack for 3. Yeah, just don't want to get caught, because they could find something with this light up the stage. But I think we're okay here. Opponent doesn't have a quality attack, and they're at 8, so they've got to find 10 damage here. I think we've got this. Yeah, that can die. That's okay. They didn't shoot us, so they're going to waste this light up the night. Bone Crusher, though. That's pretty sweet. Alright, so not getting an extra attack in last turn. Oh, actually, never mind. Never mind. And now we're opponents playing with their hand face up effectively, so this is good for us. We're going to do this for a full 6. This is why you like Stonecoil Serpents late. And they trample, by the way. So the bigger you make them, all the better. Yep, opponent says GG's. Whew, good one, opponent. Good one. I'm going to keep this one on the gamble that we find a 3rd land. If we don't, it's going to be very disappointing. But what I'm looking at here is we can Stonecoil Serpent, play either of these, probably go for the Conclave Mentor, honestly. And then hopefully Rishkar and do some fun things, but we'll see. Thoughtseize. Well, you get a lot of choices, opponent. Alright. Don't know if that really tells us much, but it's at least good to know that they were concerned about that card of all cards. So maybe their hand's not all that fast or efficient. Alright, well they know we have this already, so let's go ahead and play that. Could be just a fatal push or something. Yeah. So not a huge surprise. We'll gain our life from it. Attack. I think what we're going to do here is... do we just Winding Constrictor? Like, this is a little tough, actually. I think, though, I'm going to do a 3-mana thing here because there's a chance I could Constrictor and something next turn. And that just feels a little bit better. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's opt for this. It's a card they already know we have. Attack for 2. Alright. And we have the mana now to do whatever we want next turn. Also. Because now we can Constrictor plus Fight Rigging and get double counters, and that's pretty good too. Alright, they're going to go find a land. And play Chandra. Alright, that's legit.
I know I'm on track.
Chandra wants to kill a thing. Makes sense. We're... Oh, that's not bad. Like seeing that. Let's get more green since we're going to be using the Scavenging Ooze here in a minute. Oh, we actually can't do both of these now, though. Alright, we're going to do this first. Ooh, we'll take a Great Henge. And we'll take out Chandra. Alright, this is looking pretty good now. Bankbuster. Hey, that's really good for them right now, actually. Ooh. This is great. We will love doing this. Counter on this body. Attack for 6. Alright. So now, even if these get swept or whatever, we can just play Scavenging Ooze and get stuff out of the graveyard with the fight rigging. That's pretty slick. And this is nice, but not nice enough. Yeah, they just died of what we have in play. And randomly we have a Hardened Scales, so well, nice. Whoop. And attack for lethal. Well, we could have attacked and taken out Nissa. Alright, so interestingly, after playing those games, if there was anything we wanted to change, it might be to remove the fight riggings for possibly 2 hard removal spells. But otherwise, I don't think I want to mess with too much in the list. We only had mana issues, I think, slightly, like one time. You know, all the cards kind of came into play and did what they wanted to. I think the only card we didn't see during the course of the video was the Ozolith. But I think this is still good enough to have its one-of spot. I wouldn't worry about that too much. Maybe if there was some other flyer we wanted to play or whatever, but it's possible even swapping the 2 fight riggings for another Hangarback Walker and a Stonecoil Serpent might just be good enough. But yeah, that's probably all I would change. Otherwise, we're looking at 2 Elvish Mystic, 4 Hardened Scales, 4 Llanowar Elves, 1 Ozolith, 3 Luminarch Aspirant, 3 Cankerblooms, 2 Scavenging Ooze, 3 Winding Constrictor, 4 Conclave Mentor, 2 Fight Rigging, 2 Rishkar Peema Renegade, 2 The Great Henge, 3 Hangarback Walker, 3 Stonecoil Serpent. As for the lands, we're playing 1 Boseiju, 2 Forest, 4 Blooming Marsh, 2 Darkbore Pathway, 1 Llanowar Elves, 2 Overgrown Tomb, 2 Branchloft Pathway, 1 Brushland, 4 Razorverge Thicket, 2 Temple Garden, and 1 Karn's Bastion. Overall, I would say this one's actually a lot of fun, and I like the fact that it has a decent amount of game against various decks. I could see where you could be a slight bit of a dog to the Greasefang decks, but I think you could help with that a little bit by playing another Scavenging Ooze or even another Cankerbloom. So yeah, lots of choices you can still work in and out of this deck, which is also really nice. And if you don't have all the lands, you could just make it a green-white version and not play the Winding Constrictor. So there's a lot of choices you can go with here, but I think overall this was a really fun deck and actually was really good for the Explorer format if you're just dipping your toe in the water and want to check it out. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.